Folks, I'm live and alive, not from sunny Los Angeles, California. It's not even sunny here. It's actually hurricane season, turns out. I'm at the heart of the nautical state of Mexico. Okay, that's where I'm at. Where's the Mexico filter? I don't know how to do it. Okay, I tried. I was gonna do a Mexico filter. I don't know how to do it. Let me see. Here's an effect filter. Let's do like, what is it? Color key. I don't know. I don't know how to hit that sepia. I now know some things happened on my way to Mexico, which I will be talking about. I came out to Mexico. A lot of you are like, Hasan, why did you go to Mexico? Great question. It wasn't up to me. It was mostly just for family. It was for family. My mom wanted to actually go and enjoy the water. That's what she said. She wanted to go somewhere where she could get in the water. And lo and behold, we came to Mexico and she can't even go in the water because the winds are crazy right now. It's actually hurricane season, but it's cool because like the entire hotel is pretty empty. Like there's nobody here, but also partially because it's raining nonstop. I get why nobody comes here during riptide season. You know what I mean? It's pretty nuts. You need to go to Cancun, Veracruz, Yucatan. I don't know, man. I don't know. Why does the backdrop look like Telemundo? Because I'm in Mexico, okay? That's why. Anyway, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news. And boy, did I have a lot going on in my life. Let me tell you, okay? I ended the broadcast on Tuesday night. And I told you guys after playing Starfield, I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to be going to Mexico with my family. And that's why I will try to be live tomorrow, but I don't know if I can. You know, March, shouts out to March, gave me his laptop so I could actually keep streaming. Everyone's saying, where's the filter? Man, turns out there is no filter, dog, okay? There is no yellow sepia in Mexico, okay? You want to know why? Because it's actually raining here, okay? Stop yelling. Do color correction, then just change the hue and saturation. I don't know how to do that. I feel like that's hard. Okay. I'm going to do it for like 1 second, too. It's so stupid. The chat is so dumb. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Let's do it. Is that good? Wait, oh, you guys can't see it, probably. I'm in Mexico, man. Here you go. Are you happy? I'm in Mexico. Do you believe me now? Do you believe that I'm in Mexico now? Before, Hasan, it didn't seem like you were in Mexico. But now that I've seen the color correction happening, it's obvious to me that you're in Mexico. Viva la Mexico, sir. Nice to have you here, sir. Viva la Mexico. Here, oh, it's Mexico, but darkness now. Wait, what about this one? Let me see how this works. Like lower how aggressive this is. Okay, I gotta delete this. Okay, it's so bad. It's so bad. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, saturation 0, hue shift 0, color add, not color multiply. Let's see. Maybe that's better. Nope, that's worse. You wanted this. I don't know how to do this at all. That was flashbang. No, that was when I was the only time I was allowed to say the C word. Okay, that's what it was. Like this is not good. But whatever, I'll keep it on for now. This is fine. Anyway, as I was saying, I got down here middle of the day. I landed in the airport, okay, and I'm waiting for my luggage, and it's not coming out. Now, this is the first time I brought this Pelican case with me. It's a very big case, right? So, March was like, yeah, drop an Apple tag in it. You know what I mean? That way, you know, you'll be able to find it. They won't steal it. You know what I mean? Murat was like, I have a lock for it. And I was like, I don't care. I trust the brave working class individuals. They will not steal. But then, of course, I land and my luggage ain't coming around. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, okay, maybe I don't get my luggage back. Turns out it's fine. All the luggage comes through. You know, they got my least favorite people to travel with are like upper middle class, middle-aged white men. There's just so much like there's so much anxiety and pent-up frustration with these middle-aged upper middle class white guys on vacation. Okay, they're literally like, they're just so excited to be away from their wives for the first time. It's always the same. I've had this anywhere I've ever gone. American travelers, not every type of American traveler, but very specifically a large gaggle of middle-aged white dudes that are on like a Jimmy Buffett style trip are a problem. Okay? It's like, bro, you're not in a frat anymore. You know what I mean? You're like 43 years old. Why are you talking like this? I will stand by this. There is no group of travelers that are as consistently annoying as immediately getting drunk middle-aged white dudes that are in a gaggle. Put a middle-aged white guy alone, they're fine, okay? Middle-aged white dude traveling alone, perfectly fine. Middle-aged white guy traveling with family, perfectly fine. You put a gaggle of them together as like single standalone middle-aged white guys, you combine them into one group and they become this like insane, like absolutely unstoppable force of like joy, excitement, but in a way that you are not supposed to be excited, okay? Maybe even in a business setting, they're probably fine, but the moment that they're out of that, the moment that they got the Harley Davidson flip-flops on and the Harley Davidson cutoff hoodie on that's orange, and the flip-flops to match, and you got the biggest cargo shorts I've ever seen, you know, it's gaming time, okay? We're gonna yell time. Everyone's gonna know we're American. We are going to literally do soft power, but the exact opposite of soft power. Like, we are doing anti-diplomacy. Countries that used to be excited at the prospect of American tourists are going to look back and go, I hate America. I hate American tourists the most. Anyway, those guys all got their luggage. Let me tell you, where is the story going? Well, those guys all got their luggage. They were very loud, pushing over and everybody else. I already broke one of these chairs, by the way. What was I saying? Oh, so those guys are like pushing past everybody in their luggage, whatever. They all get their luggage. All the luggage is gone. I'm like thinking, all right, well, I'm cooked, you know? I can't find this. Whatever. It happens. Turns out they just put it in large, like extra large luggage space, which was a different area. So I go, I find it, I pick it up. I'm like, all right, good. First thing out of the way. Okay, we're cooking with gas. Okay. And I get the luggage. And I am going through Customs and Border Patrol. And I think, you know, Customs and Border Patrol, I don't have anything to declare. Obviously, I don't have anything that's like out of the ordinary. And at that point, turns out, Welcome to Mexico is in full effect. And the Customs and Border Patrol guy looks at me and goes, come here. He's like, he looks at my Pelican case and he goes, what's in that? I go, I don't know, like tech equipment. He's like, did you declare it? Like, no, why would I declare it? He's like, you have to pay taxes on tech that you're selling. I'm like, I'm not selling technology. Like, this is my own personal computer. He goes, we got to put that through the x-ray. So I'm like, okay, fine. We put it through the x-ray. And then this other Customs and Border Patrol person is like, open your bag. I'm like, okay. And they're like being aggressive at this point. I'm like, if you catch me with like fentanyl, like what's happening? I thought it went the other direction. What's going on? I didn't know that. Like I thought it was easy to get into Mexico. It was harder to get out of Mexico and back into America. Okay, like why are you treating me like this? I'm not saying any of this, but in my mind, I'm thinking like they're behaving like I'm smuggling, right? So like the first person is just like, so what do you have in the bag? Open it. I open the bag. I show them I have these monitors. I have like, you know, a light. I was like, well, here's this light. Here's a monitor. Here's my webcam, right? This is my personal computer. Okay. This is my personal computer. She goes, no, it's not. I'm like, what do you mean? No, it's not. And that's when I was like, excuse me. What do you mean? No, it's not. No, none of it's in Spanish. They're speaking English. And I was like, yes, it is. I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, it is. I'm like, this is, yes, my personal computer. These are my monitors that connect to my personal computer, okay? And they're like, nope, you can't bring this in. You have to pay taxes. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, sure. I was like, sure, I'll pay taxes for it, okay? I'll pay taxes for it, fine. But like, can you explain to me why I have to pay taxes? Like, what's going on? They're like, how much does this cost? I'm like, I don't know, like probably like maximum $500 or something, which at that point, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know how much they actually cost. And they're like, no, they don't. That's $1,000 each. I'm like, no, it's not. You're out of your mind, okay? They're like, okay, we're going in. That's it. And I was like, what do you mean we're going in? I'm like, they're like, nope, we're taking you into the office. You have to, you know, we have to deal with this. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what do you mean? At this point, I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm trying to text my mom. I'm like, listen, mom, you know, I'm running a bit behind here because I think I'm getting shaken down by the Mexican authorities. Okay. So they sit me down in this room. Another guy comes in. Okay. And immediately I'm like texting my mom. I'm like, hey, I'm over, I'm in customs. And I try to snap a picture of like where I'm at to show her. Cause I'm like, I'm a little worried at this point. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Here's where I'm at. And they see that and they lose their minds. They're like, you can't take a photo in here. What are you doing? And then the guy literally comes over and he's like, you have to delete that right now. I'm like, chill out, dude. It's like, you have to delete that right now. You need to give me your phone. You need to delete that photo. I'm like, okay. Thinking like, all right, we got to call the embassy, I think. They like pull me outside. He points to the sign and he goes, read that sign. And I read the sign. It's like, it's illegal to take photos inside of the Customs and Border Patrol office. And this is like this is not a sign, okay? Someone printed out a piece of paper, okay? And they highlighted this piece of paper where it says you can pay up to $16,000 American in fines if you take a photo at the customs area, okay? And I'm like, okay, I was like, all right, dude, I'll just delete it. Like, I'm like, give me a break, okay? I'll delete the thing. Like, what do you want? He's like, you have to delete it. I'm like, okay, I delete it. Then he's like, you have to go to your deleted photos and delete it from there too. And at that point, I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers know what they're doing, okay? So I deleted from the deleted photos as well. And he goes, you can't pull your phone out here. At first, I didn't understand why it was such a big deal. And then the second part happened where I was like, oh, now I know why they don't want you to pull out your phone. Okay. He goes, we've decided that the technological equipment that you're bringing in to Mexico is $1,000. That's the value of the tech equipment that you are bringing in. You have to pay a 19% like tax because you're importing these like technological equipment. I'm like, no, I'm not. And also, it's not $1,000. What are you talking about? He goes, can you prove it's not $1,000? I'm like, yeah, I can. I'm like, do you want me to show it to you? Like, do you have a receipt on you? And I was like, no, I'm going to show it to you on my phone how much it is. Okay. He's like, well, you can't pull out your phone. I'm like, I have the phone in my hand. He goes, if you take your phone out one more time, I'm going to arrest you. And I'm like, what do you mean? I can't take out my phone, but you want to know how much this thing costs? Like, okay, I'm going to show you how much it costs. If you want me to pay taxes, that's fine. But like, if you want me to pay taxes on exactly how much it is, I can show you how much it is. These are like $100 monitors. What do you mean $1,000? And he's like, well, you can't pull out your phone. You should have thought about that before coming into Mexico. I'm like, okay. I'm like, sure, I'll pay your fine. I slammed the credit card on the table. I'm like, all right, go. Here, pay the fine. They print out this paper. It was like 3,500 pesos or something. They stamp it. And then there was another white guy in there that they were holding. And he came up to me afterwards, and they were like apparently making fun of me afterwards. They were like, oh yeah, welcome to Mexico. No, literally, that's what they said. Did you really cross into Mexico without bringing paper receipts of your belongings with you? Wait, what? How am I supposed to know that this is like a real... How am I supposed to know that this is a real thing? I work in TV, and I've done a bunch of shows in Mexico. Every show has multiple local fixers specifically to deal with the local corruption stuff like this, and their secret weapon is having a pile of cash in their pocket to pay the necessary bribes to avoid trouble with the local police. This guy isn't even a local police guy. This guy wasn't even a local police guy. No, this is like Customs and Border Patrol. So now I don't even know what's going to happen when I'm leaving the country. It's going to be a lot of fun, probably. I got robbed a little bit, but whatever. But in a lot of cases, they just like, it seems they just like kind of do like mini harassment. And most people probably just like are like me and just pay it, or they just they even if they don't, then they just like hold them for an extended period of time, ruin their day, ruin their trip or whatever, and then they just let them go. Are you enjoying Mexico besides getting stamped? It didn't end there. It did not end there, chat. Okay? We're moving on from the customs situation. I'm running around with this paper in my hand, angry, okay? I walk out. My mom had texted me. She's freaking out at this point. She's like, she thinks I'm like getting sold to the cartel or I don't know. And it's obviously not that serious, but like, who cares? I walk out. At this point, I'm like, I definitely don't want to come back to Mexico ever again. So I walk out. And my mom is like texting me. She's like, don't talk to anyone. Just go directly to the right side and talk to like the taxi union. Because it's a union. You can't avoid it. Like you just gotta, they're all one taxi company. Just talk to the taxi company. I'm like, okay. So I explained to the guy what's going on with the border or whatever and why I'm flustered. And he's like, oh, I'm from Idaho. I like lived in Idaho. Sorry about that. It's not like that all the time. And he's like, okay, where are you going? I tell him the taxi guy, the first guy says, all right, it's going to be $55. And I'm like, fine. I know that that's bull, but I don't have any other option at this point. So I leave, and he goes, all right, it's $55. Tell the guy, don't talk to anyone else. Just go straight out. And to the right, there's a window that says taxi. Talk to that guy. Tell him it's $55, whatever. I walk into that second room, okay? I walk into the second room where there's a taxi guy. And I'm like, the guy in there said it was $55. He goes, no, it's $70. I'm like, what do you mean it's $70? Well, the guy inside just told me it was $55. And he goes, and he got so mad at me, okay? He got so mad. He's like, are you trying to say that I'm corrupt? And I was like, no, I'm just telling you what the guy inside told me. Like, what do you mean? We don't have to have like this discourse, okay? He's like, well, you know what? Then you're stranded, okay? And I was like, oh my God, I literally don't know how to get out of this airport. What am I gonna do? Walk? I'm actually screwed if I don't get into a taxi, okay? So like, he's just like, no, I'm not serving you. I'm not serving you. I'm not serving you. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. At this point, I'm literally like, I'm losing my mind. I hate it so much. It's not, once again, chat, $70 is way more significant to big homie than it is to me, right? So it's fine. Like, it's not it's not necessarily the price of it. It's like 100% the principle. You know what I mean? I turned around and I was like, dude, here, you want to know why I'm angry? Because I like got into this argument with the second guy at this point, right? This is the third guy that I'm in an argument with. I got into two fights with two Customs and Border Patrol people, and then now I'm fighting a cab guy, okay? And I didn't even want to go. I didn't even want to be here. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to go to Mexico. I'm here specifically for my mom, okay? Because she wants to go in the water. She wanted to go somewhere nice. She wanted to go in the water. I was like, sure, let's do it, whatever. They picked the place. And you know, it's at least like not super far, right? And you know, she wanted to, she got her dissertation done. It was a multiple year-long process. So I was like, fine, let's go. I don't want to go. I'm gonna bring my stuff. I'm gonna try to stream from there. And like the worst part is she can't even go in the water right now because it's raining. Your water in California? No, they wanted to go somewhere. They wanted to leave. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, so yeah. So I was like, finally, I show him. I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to say you're a crook. I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'm not saying you're a crook. I'm just pissed off because of this. And I show him the text and he's like, oh, I get it. He's like, you know, not everyone is a crook like that, though. He's like, not everyone's a criminal like those guys. You know, those guys are the bad guys. In my mind, I'm thinking like, you're doing it to me. You know what I mean? You're doing it to me right now. Don't act like you're on my side. But I had to suck it up. Because like I have nothing else. I can't do anything. I don't want to be stranded at the airport. So yeah, I paid him and I apologized to him. It's just like it was so ridiculous. And then it finally made it to the hotel, and I've been playing Starfield ever since. I've barely left my room. And it's one of those like resorts where the food is just not great. You know what I mean? Oh, actually at the hotel, coming to the resort, I'm checking in, and the lady goes, that'll be $4,000. I'm like, what? Like, we paid for this ahead of time. And because, you know, I had already paid for it. They tried to charge me again for a room that I had paid for that my family had already checked in for. But that one was resolved fairly quickly. I think that was just a miscommunication. I'm chalking that one up to miscommunication. I don't think that was deliberate. It's whatever.